What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Two Confrontational, where we preview each week of the NFL and give our picks and predictions for the top games and performances for the upcoming week. This week is week 6 of the NFL, and we have a surprise guest picker join the pod to give everyone his
Yeah.
picks and predictions. We have none other than the most requested guest that we've been getting on the podcast, the sports guru. Spends his free time watching game film and everything like that. Give it up for Logan Dunnigan, everybody. Let's go.
What's
What's
up,
up,
There
Dunny?
we
guys?
go. There we go.
What's
Good
going
being
on,
here.
man? Yeah, thanks for joining the pod, buddy.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
how have the first 5 weeks of the NFL been treating you so far?
I think they've been great. I mean, there's been a couple upsets, a couple teams that fall apart a little bit, but other than that, I think it's been great having football back.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
100%. Yeah,
And your
usually,
Vikings. Your
yeah,
Vikings
Yeah,
are 5-0, so I mean, you can be, disappointed, compared to other seasons. They do, they're kind of mediocre. Now they're the top dog. People are saying they're the best team, so you can be more happier than that.
yeah, it's the best one yet.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
And usually, like 5 weeks in, you can kind of tell like how teams are shaping out. Like I mean, we're starting to hit bye weeks. Teams have already played 5 games usually, so you kind of start to tell like, okay, Kansas City, yeah, still number one team. They're injury riddled. They don't have anybody on their team left, basically, and they're still finding ways to get it done. So they still feel like to me top team in the NFL. But then you have Baltimore, who has lost a couple games and aren't doing too hot compared to what their roster shows. So I mean, kind of see how teams are shaping out. And 49ers, same way, they're 2-3. So like top teams are kind of sitting in the middle of the pack, and the bottom teams, Chicago Bears are 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
The whole NFC North is plus 20 point differential throughout the whole season. So I mean, the NFC North is looking stacked so far. But
Yeah, I would say before you say anything, Donnie, I know I heard on Pat McAfee show. I know you guys watch it both, but um, I would say they'd say there's not a great team right now. Like there's not one team that you're like, oh shit, I got to play this team. I mean, obviously KC's 5-0, but they haven't really won by a huge margin. The Vikings had a close one against the Jets last week, but obviously they've had some big wins. Houston starting out like they've had some really big wins, but I wouldn't say there's a team that would blow anybody out of the water. Like you're not going on the road and saying, oh shit, I got to play these guys. I think that there's just a lot of mediocre right now and teams are kind of finding their feet. Because I mean, obviously, beginning of the season, 5 games in, you still got a long, long season ahead. So I think we're still trying to figure out who's the best team, most dominant team. But yeah, obviously you got KC and you got Minnesota. Um, but I do think Minnesota is the top dog right now as far as like win spread and stuff like that and how dominant they are.
yeah, Donny, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I definitely don't think we're gonna see a 70-point game like we did with Miami last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think a lot of teams are definitely still trying to figure some things out. I think
Yeah.
there's still there's still a lot of things that can play in here. Injuries, guys can step up, new guys can, become, breakout stars and
Right.
but I think all the main teams that we thought were going to be at least good, if not really good, are doing that right now with some
Mm-hmm.
hurdles.
Right. Yeah, like you said, hurdles. I mean, look at San Francisco. I mean, they've overcome a lot of injuries, a lot of people not playing. I mean, Brandon Ayuk not, catching the ball as much. You got Debo Samuel not really contributing like he usually does. Obviously, you got CMC being injured. That was kind of unexpected. Up to the first game, you could ask any fantasy manager. They're pissed off because they didn't know prior to that first week. A lot of hurdles. So they're overcoming those, and they're still a good team. They've had some tough losses, but like you said, yeah, a lot of the teams that we thought were going to be here are here, like KC. Thought Baltimore was going to be good. Yeah, a lot of teams that we thought were going to be here are here playing well.
Definitely,
So
definitely Bills and Bengals. I think
Yeah.
Bengals
Miami
have
is down at the
had,
bottom. Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
mhm.
So I mean, there's just things that aren't shaking out to like how we thought everything was going to shake out. Like the top five Lions are sitting at what 3-2, so they're not like ahead of their division or anything. I mean, yeah, they're in the NFC North, but I mean, a lot of the teams are battling right now and kind of middle of the pack. But yeah, so with that being said, we got a lot to look forward to. Is week 6 kicking off. Yeah, starting off week 6, we have another electrifying Thursday night game, just like last week with the Tampa Atlanta game, but this one was also another divisional matchup, and it's also a deciding factor for the top spot in the NFC West. We have the 2-3 San Francisco 49ers traveling to the home of the 12th man in Seattle to take on the 3-2 Seahawks. Both teams coming off losses last week. Seattle's riding a two-game losing streak heading into this one. But yeah, you have the 2-3 49ers taking on the 3-2 Seahawks in Seattle. Who do you guys got in this one?
Yeah, Danny, you got this. You take it.
Um, it's a close one. I mean, I think both teams are pretty evenly matched. I think in terms of ranking wise and everything like that, they're pretty hot there for points per game, for yards per game and rush and in pass. But I'm sticking with San Fran. I have to go with them.
Yeah,
I
I,
think
I
that
mean, yeah, go ahead, Danny.
I just think they figure out how to get it done some way, and I think their defense is, I think, finally starting to look really good, and I think they figure out how to stop Gino and them.
Yeah, I could agree most part. The 49ers are hard to bet against. I mean, especially being a Packers fan, the past few years have been tough for us dealing with the 49ers. But I think the home field advantage here, obviously the bet makers didn't see this, but home field advantage I think is going to be a big thing. Like you said, 12th man, they got that the extra team member as the crowd. They make a lot of noise, so I'm actually going to go Seattle at home here. Um, and Geno's, I mean that game where they kind of went back and forth, QB for QB, they each threw for like 350 yards, whatever it was. Who was that game, Ty? It's kind of split my brain right now.
Gino and who?
I can't remember who that other quarterback was. It was about 2 weeks ago. I
Yeah,
can't
just
remember, but they went back and forth, and they both played phenomenal. Even though Gino ended up losing,
Jared
but
Goff.
I'm gonna go Seattle at home though.
Yeah, that Seattle Lions game last Monday night or two Monday nights ago was
Hmm.
a great game, and they did play well at like two Monday nights ago. But last week, I didn't see that from the Seattle Seahawks last week. I didn't see a whole lot, and then they got that blocked punt, and they lost to the Giants. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I mean, so so I mean, it is tough. And then also looking at statistical wise, Giant Seattle has played three games, or this is going to be their third game in 11 days. That's that's a lot. That's a lot of football in 11 days in that short of
Hmm.
span. And then also Thursday night record, 0-4 Seattle on Thursday night in the last four, and then 3-0 for the 49ers. So I mean, if you're looking at that, and then also 49ers are 5-0 in the last five games against the Seattle Seahawks, and it's a 15 point differential for those games, like average. Their 49ers winning by 15 points. But yeah, both teams, a lot of injuries, a lot of banged up players on both sides of the ball for both teams. But yeah, I'm gonna go San Fran on the road in this one. I just think the team is more well put together. I mean, yeah, they have Jordan Mason's been a huge addition to backing up Christian McCaffrey,
Yeah.
but then Debo's back.
Seattle's
George
got
Kittle's been
Kenneth
balling out.
Walker.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet or whatever. Um,
Kenneth Walker got shut down kind of last week though, so I
a
mean,
little bit, yeah,
if
yeah.
if the 49ers can do the same as the Giants, it could potentially play in their favor. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think rushing wise, they're pretty even. Same with
Mhm.
passing. It's just I don't know. I think the 49ers do end up squeaking it out, even though it is in Seattle.
I think it's going to be high scoring and come down to a field goal, but I'm going to take the 49ers on the road in this one. So me and Dunny got the Niners. Evan got Seattle in this one.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Perfect. Yeah, and then moving on to the Sunday slate, we're going to jump across the pond again for another London game. And then this is actually the third international game. I think I said it's the first one, but I forgot that Packers and Eagles played in Brazil week one. So this is
Hmm.
actually the third international game. But yeah, speaking of international games, Donnie, how do you like the international games? Early morning, 8:30 or 8:30 o'clock game.
It's all right. I mean, it's I don't know. It's good to grow the game. It's good to get it out there. It's probably great for those fans, people
Oh
that
yeah.
live over there. I mean, if you're a fan of football, I'm sure you're loving it. But I mean, I'll take 12 o'clock. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Sleep
Right.
in,
Right.
watch the games, you're good.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, speaking of, yeah, another London game. And then, yeah, like you said, it's great to grow the game. And then Jacksonville Jaguars, this is actually the 12th year they've played in a row down in
And
and yeah,
they're doing back to back, aren't they?
they're always in London every year. They since 2013 they've played in London ever yeah, since they started doing international games and they're 6-5 in London. So I mean they played
Yeah,
at
they
Wimbledon Stadium or whatever, Wembley Stadium, and then now
Wembley.
that and then this is the other can't remember what the name of the stadium is. I can look it up quick, but yeah, so then this is their 12th game and they're 6-5. They've been pretty good under Doug Peterson. They're 2-1 in Brazil, but they're facing going up against the Chicago Bears, who've been an emerging team. 3-2. They played outstanding last week. It was against the Panthers, but yeah, you have the 1-4 Jacksonville Jaguars who got their first win last week, going up against the 3-2 Chicago Bears. Who do you guys got in this one?
I'm taking the Bears. I mean, I think Jacksonville, they look good. They looked good last week. They had a lot of breakout plays, I think a lot of highlight plays, but I think the Bears are just an overall better team. I think they get it done. I think Caleb's starting to find his footing. I think all their star players are doing a thing, and I hope they get Cole Kmet the ball.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree with you, Dunny. I think the Bears are finally emerging. Caleb Williams has gotten his feet wet the first few games, and now he's ready to actually ball out.
Yeah,
Yeah, he threw for 300 last week, which
he got beat up, that's for sure. So
he
he's
did.
got to
He
be
did.
learning.
Yeah, 300 yards last week. DJ Moore goes back to his home team or Carolina, scores 2 touchdowns.
100
He's
yards.
him and Caleb are starting to kind of find that continuity. Um, I just think the Bears got this one, and obviously Jacksonville's obviously got one last week, but they're still kind of stuck in that hole, digging themselves out of it. And the Bears, I mean, shit, they're fighting for second in the division of the NFC North. So I'm gonna go Bears at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Bears as well. Even though Jacksonville has played in London, there's like a home game for Jacksonville technically. I mean, how often they play at London, it's technically a home game for Chicago. But I mean, I don't think. Yeah, they played Indianapolis. Indianapolis secondary is probably the weakest in the league, and that's why he goes off for 300. But against the Texans, he didn't do too hot. Against the Bills, especially, didn't do very well. And the Bears have top three defense in the league. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna go Bears on this one. I think yeah, they're starting to pick it up. They're gonna be a scary team to face on later on down the road. But yeah, give me the Chicago Bears in London at 8:30 in this one. So yeah, give me the Chicago Bears. All three sweeping them. You
Yep.
sweeping them on this one?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, and then yeah, moving on. This is a 12 o'clock game. This is Evan's must-watch game of the week. We got the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Lambeau to take on the Green Bay Packers. I forgot to mention the spreads. I apologize about that, guys. But yeah, Green Bay is a 5 point favorite in this one at home. Uh, Arizona, Green Bay. Who do you guys got at Lambeau?
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
gonna go. I'm gonna go. Obviously, I'm gonna go Packers here, but I think yeah, Cardinals are good. It's gonna be a good matchup. If you don't remember a few years ago when we got what's his name? I can't remember the safety. They got that corner that got Rasul Douglas got that pick against Arizona at the end of the game 2 years ago, um, and that kind of created a rivalry against the Packers and Cardinals a little bit. But I'm gonna go Packers here at home. Playing in Lambeau is tough, and we're getting into that season where it's gonna get a little chilly in Green Bay. Um, but also you got to say like Jordan Love's coming back off the injury. He's not throwing for 300 or 400 yards, but he's throwing for 250, 255, 2 or 3 touchdowns. And then you got to stick up Josh Jacobs. He's getting 15 to 25 carries a game. I know it's a large margin, but yeah, 20 carries a game, and he's actually creating, he's getting 75 yards and a touchdown off that. I think we've established a run game and a passing game. Unfortunately, we had Romeo Doubs out last week to suspension. He's going to be back this week, hopefully. Um, so yeah, I'm going to go take Packers at home. This would be a big win, push to 4-2. So yeah, hopefully we can get that win. And yeah, got to rep the team here. Go Pack, go baby.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this is a huge game for the Pack. Downey, who do you got in this one?
I'm taking the Packers also. I think it might be a shootout. I mean, I think it might be similar to the Minnesota game. It's going to be a high scoring game. They both have great offenses. I know Watson is questionable, but I think if the Packers can run the ball with Josh Jacobs and Jordan can do his thing, they're going to get it done. And if they can get couple more turnovers like their defense has been doing every week, I mean,
Hmm.
they should be fine in that game.
Yeah, shout out to Xavier McKinney, 5 picks in five
Yeah.
games, leading the NFL. I think the next player behind, I just looked at it, he was like he had 3 interceptions, and then a lot of them are tied for two. So he's pick a game, and then he's got a fumble recovery too. So he's got 6 total turnovers, balling out. It was probably the best free agent signing for the Packers for sure. So
Yeah, and the Packers defense is gonna come is it's a big test for the Packers defense, I feel like, as far as the Arizona Cardinals offense. They beat the 49ers last week. So I mean, a huge credit to the Cardinals offense. I mean, Kyler Murray had like a 45-yard scramble. Um, had 7 touchdowns, or no, he has a total of 7 touchdowns. He only had, yeah, last week, what do you have for touchdowns? He had, I'm not going to look into it too much, but yeah, still, anyway, they got the dub over the 49ers. So this is a huge test for the Packers, but it is at home, which is huge. Jordan Love looked decent the last couple weeks with his knee and everything. So,
hmm
um, I mean, I still think I think he's going to be starting here. So yeah, give me the Packers at home in this one over the Cardinals. This is going to be a close one. It's a 5 point spread favorite for the Packers, but we'll see what it's like. It's going to be 56 degrees in Lambeau, so it's going to be a little chilly. Packers are
yeah,
used to that. Cardinals are not. So yeah, give me the Pack at home in this one. Is this a clean sweep for the
there we
for the
go. Of
Pack?
course it is.
Yes,
Of course
sir.
it is.
I mean, they're looking good. I mean, the whole yeah, like I can't
Yeah, I mean,
mention this enough. NFC North is looking incredible. So
when you mentioned touchdowns, I just had to bring that up. I just looked at it. I follow this Twitter thing. They post like passing touchdown leaders, whatever receiving leaders. Jordan Love has 8 touchdowns through 3 games, which is pretty good. I know he has 5 picks on the year with that 3 pick game versus the Vikings, but
yeah.
I think he has 4 or 5. But he's throwing multiple touchdowns a game, and he's just coming off an injury. I mean, they suspected he'd be out 5 6 weeks. Came back in what, 2?
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's gonna be a tough game, but I'm hoping it's gonna be a good game too as well.
Yeah. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, Packers defense been playing well, have a lot of picks, but Vikings have been doing that to every team. Yeah, 3 against Rodgers, 3 against Love, couple against
Hmm.
Stroud, couple against Purdy. So I mean, Packers defense have been playing really well. And then Van Ginkel has 2 touchdowns. I mean, they also saw a stat where Van Ginkel has more touchdowns than Devontae Adams, Travis Kelce, like top wide receivers in the league. So that's just a statement for the Vikings defense, and Brian
Yeah,
Flores who has been calling the
and
plays.
I get you, but Devontae Adams hasn't played in 3 weeks. This will be his third week he hasn't played. So I
This
mean,
will be his third week. He hasn't played.
yeah,
Right. Right. But yeah, moving on. We got another noon o'clock game. We got the Indianapolis Colts, the 2-3 Colts. Don't know who the quarterback is at this point, taking on the 1-3 Titans coming off a bye with Will Levis at the helm. Tennessee actually has a 2.5 point spread in this one. They have they're favored by 2.5 points. This one's going to be close, and this one I hadn't marked on my schedule yet because I can't make up my mind on this one. But who do you guys have on this one? Colts, Titans, 2.5 point spread to the Titans at home. Go ahead,
I
Duncan.
I want I want to say it's the Colts. I mean, I feel like they've been playing so much worse than they actually are on paper. I think, I think it would be best to stick with Joe Flacco, just get a win under their belt and, let Richardson just heal up as much as he can. But I mean their defense is just it's kind of atrocious,
Both
especially the second
defenses. Yeah.
yeah, especially the secondary like you said. Um but I don't know. I mean, the Titans could put it together, but I'm riding with the Colts. I have to.
yeah. This is a tough game for me. There's always a few of these in the Sunday slate or Thursday Friday or Thursday Sunday Monday slate. Um, this one's really tough for me just because you don't know who the Colts quarterback is going to be, and you know how the Titans quarterback has been playing. Um, so this is tough. And Jonathan Taylor's questionable. He was out
Yeah,
last
Josh
week.
Downs questionable.
Yeah, so
Anthony
that's tough.
Richardson.
That's tough. Injury, ridden. But I do have optimism, whether it's AR and or Joe Flacco. Um, I got
I
to go
mean,
Colts as well. I got to go
they have
Colts.
they have the weapons to do it, so it's like at some point they need to be able to put it together.
Hmm. It's just I just don't know about the way that AR is a quarterback. I know he tries to mimic a Cam Newton or Lamar Jackson, A little bit more physical. He's not as agile as those guys. Definitely as Lamar. He can't move his body around, so he can't avoid those injuries. Or he's trying to run into contact where that creates injuries. He can't stay on the field. Just this one's a tough one. I like Will Levis. I like Tony Pollard, but yeah, I got to go Colts here.
Yeah, this is tough, especially with the Titans coming off a bye week.
Hmm.
A lot of teams do perform well off of bye weeks. Colts, tough team, had been in a lot of battles. Had a close one against Pittsburgh. Had a close one against Jaguars last week. Um, Came down to a last second field goal. I mean, they've been in a lot of battles. They should have won last week.
Hmm.
But I mean, yeah, it's tough. They're a good team. Defense is struggling. O line is stout. It all depends on Trey Sherman did step up for Jonathan Taylor last week. But I mean, if they Jonathan Taylor's back, I would have to go Colts on this one. Even with Anthony and Richardson out, I would start Joe Flacco even if he was back, to be honest, and like on against the Titans. But if the Titans can get a good run game going with Tony Pollard and their Tajay Spears or whatever, they're
Hmm.
looking good. It just opens it up. DeAndre Hopkins got to get going. Calvin Ridley, he had 2 touchdowns a couple weeks ago, but he's got to keep it consistent. I mean, they do have the talent, but I think I'm gonna have to go Colts on the road. I think this is another clean sweep for against the Titans. Yeah, I'm gonna go Colts on the road in this one. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean, clean sweep, but this one's a tough one. This
it
one can
is.
really,
It is. It
and
flip
there's a
flops.
few of them.
I've been waffling back and forth on this one with an
You've
extra
been
side of syrup. Yeah,
you've
I
been
think it's
waffling
just
like what's his name? What's his
Chuck.
name? Chuck
Yeah,
Pagano.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
been waffling, but with an extra side of syrup because
When
this
I get
one's tough. I don't know who's playing in this one. I don't know who's starting if Jonathan Taylor's back. Like yeah, this one's tough, and they're coming off a bye week. It's Mike Vrabel. Is he still the coach there in Tennessee?
no,
No,
Vrabel's he's actually in Cleveland, and he's in Cleveland, and he's like not a coach. He's like one of the
the
personnel
assistant.
guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Dang,
I'm
tough
not
loss for the Titans.
right.
But yeah, I got the Colts. So
it's
I think all
similar
three, right?
to
All
the
three go.
Chargers and Denver game, I think. I mean, I think the Denver one, I mean, they looked really good last week, but it's the same. Like, you never know who's going to end up showing up.
We'll get to
Right.
that. We'll get to that one. That one's going to be a good game. That's a divisional one. But yeah, Colts, Tennessee Titans. I got the Colts in this one, and I think we all do. So
Yep. Yep.
moving
Yeah.
on here. Yeah, we got the 4-1 Houston Texans. Big news coming out of Houston. We'll get to that here. Taking on the 1-4 New England Patriots. Also, big news coming out of the New England Patriots, the office and team and facility. So yeah, Houston Texans have a 7-point spread on the road in this one. But 4-1 Texans, 1-4 Patriots. Dunny, yeah, hit us with some news in these games here.
I mean, Nico Collins, he's out, right? He's in
Yep.
the
Hmm.
IR.
Yeah, it's a huge loss
So,
for the Texans getting him on, but they do have still Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell. But yeah, huge
yeah,
loss for the Texans.
they still got their star players. I mean, even though Nico's got the best relationship with CJ, but I mean, Diggs and Tank have the same amount of talent. I think they just don't have the size. Um, and you got Drake May starting now.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Another rookie, third overall pick in the NFL draft. So
Yeah,
getting his nod. Tough start for Drake May going against the Houston defense though.
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's definitely another welcome to the NFL moment. I think. I mean. I think it's pretty easy, pretty clean sweep that Houston's probably should win this game. I think it'd be surprising if it was. I mean, if it is going to be close, it's going to be a low scoring game and it's going to
Hmm.
be, down to like a field goal or something. But I believe Houston gets it done and, they win by a couple touchdowns, if not more.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I just think the Pats, Drake May, it's his first NFL game. He's going to have some bumps in the road. He's going to might throw a few picks, and I think that Houston will capitalize on that, either scoring off those drives, getting points at least, field goals, touchdowns. CJ's been here, and Drake May has, and I think that's the biggest when it comes down to it. These games, I think quarterback, if they've been there or not, and I hope he does have a good game. I want him to perform well, but I just don't think he can get it done against Houston um, and CJ and all their weapons. So I'm going to go Houston Yeah, I got to go Houston on the road.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the Patriots naming Drake May as the starter? I mean, have you just looking ahead at their schedule? They got a tough schedule. They got the Texans, they got the Jaguars. I mean, Jaguars haven't made much credit, but then they have the New York Jets, which are a tough defense. They got the Titans, and then they got the Bears in their next 5 games. I mean, pretty stout defenses coming in for Drake May to go up against. So I mean, it's tough. What do you guys think about them naming Drake May as a starter?
I mean, just going off, I just the Pat McAfee show. They said that Gerard Mayo wins. He's had this. It's going to be the same offensive line, the five starters. Back to back weeks. So they started last week, and they planned everybody's healthy this week. So this would be the second week that they're going to start a full offensive line. Um, so hopefully they can protect him. I just feel like putting him in that situation. We saw Brissett get his ass absolutely tore up, beat, sacks multiple times, pressured multiple times. So it's going to be interesting to see how Drake May can move around in the pocket, get away, kind of get away from those D line. I'm excited. I just don't know if it was the right move because if it turns out bad, then you kind of like, oh shit, shouldn't have started him as 5 games in, let him sit the whole season. Um, but they had to make a move. They weren't winning games, so that's what you got to do. It's part of the business, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you saw Jacoby Brissett. I think the Patriots have allowed up 17 sacks this season, and the only team that's more than them is Cleveland at 19. So Patriots not too great on the offensive line, and if you look at the Houston Texans defense, they added Danielle Hunter. They have some pretty good edge rushers. They have their first round pick last year, or maybe this Will Anderson on the other side of Danielle Hunter. So I mean, great defensive pass rushers. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for Drake May. I'm gonna go Houston Texans. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a clean sweep. But yeah, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts. Dunny, what did you say? What are your thoughts on Drake May starting? I mean,
No, I mean, I think there's potential. Like, I mean, there's plenty of risk to starting him, but I think it's like it's one of those moves where they don't have anything other option really. I mean, I think he's the only person that could probably put a spark into their team. Um, and I mean, it's kind of like a sink or swim moment, because if he gets blown up and everything, and they put him back on the bench for the rest of the year, or even like for
confidence. Yeah,
majority of the year, I mean. You just never know because you can ruin your top draft pick, and I mean, it's
yeah,
something that the
it's
Bears had to learn kind of the hard way. So, I mean, we
yeah,
just got to see what happens, see what he's made of.
Yeah, and you got a great point, Donnie. I mean, kind of tossing him in. We just saw
baptism
it.
by fire. Yeah, basically.
We just saw it with Bryce Young. I mean, look how his career turned out. Getting benched his second year, you know, 2 games in or whatever it was. Now he's not a starter. He's going to be looking for a new home possibly next year. So it's the risk you have to take. It's risk versus reward. If you can win a few games, get you out of that slump, or you can lose the games and doesn't perform. Is he going to be benched again? Toss Brissett back in there. You never know. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I'm wishing him the best of luck for sure.
Yeah, this quarterback uh draft class was crazy. I mean, you have Jaden Daniels going off like no other, like having one of the best rookie quarterback seasons of all time. So Drake, a lot of people said Drake May should have been first overall pick. So who knows? Maybe he comes in and just lights up Houston's defense and shreds them apart. Who knows? This could be
Mm-hmm.
go. I mean, brand new quarterback. You see what that does to some teams. It just boosts their confidence. Like finally, like Raiders last year when they put in Aiden O'Connell, they went on a little run. So I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think the Texans got it in this one. So yeah, we'll move on from that one. That might be something to watch there, just with
Mm-hmm.
all those storylines with it. But yeah, moving on, we got another divisional matchup. I think this is a divisional matchup. We got the 3-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling down to New Orleans to take on the 2-3 New Orleans Saints, who coming off a loss. Buccaneers also no Buccaneers won last week. So, but yeah, Tampa Bay has a 3.5 point spread in this one. We got 3-2 Bucks traveling down to New Orleans to take on the 2-3 Saints. Who do you guys got in this one, Donnie?
I mean, I think it's easy. I think it's a Tampa Bay. I mean, Derek Carr's out. I think I don't know. There isn't really any way you can go with the Saints unless I mean Alvin Kamara just has an incredible game with 3, 4 touchdowns. I mean, there's been bad moments for Tampa Bay,
Yeah, just
but
sorry,
I
don't mean to. Hey, 1 second. Did not Tampa Bay did not win last week. They lost in Atlanta last week in that
Barely.
Thursday night game. Yeah, last sec and overtime. So yeah, go ahead, Dunny. So don't mean to
Yep.
interrupt. So yeah, this should be 4-1 technically, not technically, but yeah, go ahead.
yeah, that was a grueling game for them. I mean, they definitely that left a sour taste in their mouth. I mean, I think they're made of, a lot of great skilled players. So I think they end up getting it done. I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
agree.
an incredible game last week. Yeah, they put
We'll
up
get
30. They put up 36 points, like or 30 points on the Atlanta Falcons. Good defense, secondary. I mean, they can put up points.
mhm.
I mean, they're a great team. So yeah, go ahead, Evan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you guys mentioned, great game last Thursday. Man, that was a thriller. Best Thursday night game we've had this season. Baker tossed for 350. Uh, you got Kirk tossed for 505 or 508 it was, I have here, 509, 4 TDs. You said good secondary. I don't know if that's entirely true because they let up 500 yards through the air,
Yeah, they
four
got Jesse.
TDs.
Yeah, Jesse Bates is a good safety, but yeah, they didn't play well at all. I think Kirk Cousins or whatever they drew up last week was incredible.
Great.
They played great. Yeah,
But Saints, no Derek Carr. So you're even getting what is it, Rattler?
Spencer Rattler,
And then, or I think actually was named the starter here a
Yeah,
few
he
hours ago.
was.
So Rattler, rookie quarterback, just like Drake May. Um, Got to get his feet wet to see how he plays. But Baker has been here, and they're so good. I mean, and I think they're pretty healthy. I think they have Mike Evans. I think they have what's his
Chris
name,
Godwin.
Chris Godwin.
They
Who's
have
their tight
Rashid White,
their
Bucky
tight end?
Irvin,
Their
Kate
tight end,
Otten.
Kate Otten. They're all completely healthy. So I'm gonna go Bucks on the road. I believe in Baker, but this should be, like you said, Ty, divisional game, very important. Can go either way, um, but can be a great game, I believe. So I'm gonna go Buccaneers on the road.
Still be a
Yeah,
lot of fights.
this is
Oh
gonna
yeah, for
be. This
sure.
is a yeah. I think it's divisional. Let me just take a look at the
No, it
state.
is because it's Buccaneers,
Yeah.
Saints, Falcons, and somebody else.
Yep. Yep. Carolina Panthers. Yep.
Hmm.
So this is the top of this is for the throne in the AFC South there. So this is going to be another great game, just like that last Thursday night game. Saints always put up a fight. It feels like. Um, I don't think they were even in the game last week against the Kansas City Chiefs, but still managed to throw two touchdown passes. So one was they have a long shot ability. You saw that one to Raheed Shaheed or whatever. So
He missed
it
practice today too.
did he? Okay. So I mean, yeah, Derek Carr
He's
out or
getting
he
that
said
hip injury.
yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but yeah, Derek Carr said he wants to play but they just named Spencer Rattler the starter, so I doubt it, but um yeah, give me the Buccaneers. I don't think I'm surprised it's only 3.5. It is on the road. It is in New Orleans, but yeah, give me the Buccaneers on the road in this one. So especially without Derek Carr. So
And that's another clean sweep. I don't think. I mean, this is our second guest picker. I think this is the most sweeps we've had. I think we're at like 4 or 5 so far.
yeah, I think yeah, Packers, Bears, 49ers. Oh no, I mean you picked the Seahawks.
Yeah, I did.
Colts over the
Pack
Titans, Texans over the
Buccaneers.
Patriots, Buccaneers over the Saints. Yeah, I
So
mean,
we're at 5 out of 6 so
yeah.
far.
I mean, and these are close games. I mean, they're not
Hmm.
easy pickings, but we'll see what happens here. But yeah, let's go on to the next game here. This one should be a quick one here, but we got the 1-4 Cleveland Browns going up against the 2-2 Philadelphia Eagles coming off a bye. Philadelphia has a 9.5 point spread in this one. They're favored by 9.5 points. Two possession game in this one. So yeah, 1-4 Browns, 2-2 Eagles. Who do you guys got in this one?
I think I think Eagles take it easily. I mean, they're missing Smith, they're missing Devontae Smith, but I mean, they got all the weapons. They have Saquon. He can carry them all the way through that game. AJ Brown, I think, is back.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's pretty unquestionable that they're going to win this game.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna agree with you here. It might be the sixth sweep so far, but the Eagles, their defense plays has been playing pretty well. Yeah, they don't have Devontae Smith, but I do think AJ Brown is back. Um, and you
Yep.
got Saquon, but I think the biggest thing is, and now they're actually considering this. might be the biggest bust or fumble in NFL history is Deshaun Watson with that 220 million guaranteed. Because he has not done anything with that franchise. He's still in legal troubles for somewhat reason back in 2020. Um, yeah, they're just not put together. I feel bad for David Njoku. He's definitely one of the top tight ends in the NFL. Just doesn't have anybody get him the ball. Um, yeah, Eagles take this all the way. This is gonna be a two-score game. Bet over the what do you say? Minus 8.5.
9.5.
So went up a point since the last time I looked. Yeah, bet the over on that. It's gonna be a 14-point game
Do you
at
think we see
least.
Jameis? You think we see Jameis at all?
I mean,
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think who did they do? They still have the DTR or Dorian
Dorian
Thomas
Robinson
Robinson.
Thompson,
Yeah, something like that.
they still
I
have him,
mean,
but Jameis will play if they need to, and he reminds me. Agree with me. I don't know. I think he reminds me of like kind of like a Joe Flacco, like where he can come in. He has that leadership. Maybe he's not as good, but he can come in and kind of get the team together and maybe pull off a win. And this would be a huge win for him. Get fucking Deshaun Watson out of there. I just don't. He's not the resolution for this team right now, especially with their record. I just don't think they're good.
yeah, this is gonna be another clean sweep. I'm going Philly. It's at home. It's in Philadelphia. Tough place to play. You got your weapons back. Yeah, tough hit to the back of the head for Deshaun Watson or not
Hmm.
Devontae Smith.
Oh
But
yeah.
you have Johan Dotson in there, and then Paris Campbell scored a touchdown last week. But yeah, Deshaun Watson hasn't been playing well at all. This is one of his prove it years, and I think they're gonna probably have to eat that money and move on from him because yeah, it's not working
Hmm.
out. So yeah, give me Philadelphia Eagles at home in this one. So yeah, another clean sweep for the boys. But yeah, give me the Philadelphia Eagles at home. All right, yeah. Moving on, we got the last noon o'clock game of the slate. We got the 4-1 Washington Commanders, who have been on a roll. Jaden Daniels has been putting up a Rookie of the Year performance, almost an MVP type performance, honestly. But yeah, he's been balling out. And they're going up against the Baltimore Ravens, who are 3-2. This game is going to be in Baltimore, and Baltimore is going to be favored by 6.5 points. Um, Baltimore coming off a loss. Or no, they beat the Bengals. It was a close one in overtime, though.
Hmm.
Excuse me, but
Yeah.
and then the Commanders 4-1, doing great. I think they're on a 4-game win streak. But yeah, who do you guys got? Washington Commanders at the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore has a 6.5 point spread.
I think I think this is another one of the toss-up games
Mm-hmm.
where you could see either team winning. I don't know. I think the safe pick is the Ravens, but I think I'm gonna pick the Commanders. I want to see Jaden do good. I mean, they got a couple people, mostly running back wise, that are questionable. Who knows if they're playing or not? But I don't know. I mean, I think he's been able to do it every week pretty much so far. So I don't know. I'm going with the rookie and picking the Commanders.
Against some pretty good teams too, and we'll give you the 6.5 points too. If you're picking the Manders, we'll give you the 6.5 points. So if Baltimore wins by 7, you lose. But if they get it within like a field goal or 2 field goals, we'll give you that game because yeah, that one I don't know why it's 6.5, but yeah, we'll give you that 6.5 if you want to take the points on that one with the Manders on the road. Because yeah, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be closer than that, but it's gonna be a close game. But yeah, Evan, who do you
Hmm.
got in this one?
Yeah, I do want to go with Jane Daniels, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I think it's gonna be a really tough game. I got to stick with the Ravens. I know he's a great quarterback. He's proven himself 5 games, but there is some bumps in the road throughout a rookie career. Even C.J. Stroud had a few games where he took a loss. So I'm going to go Ravens at home if they can stick to the run game. I'm not sure how well the Commanders' run defense is. I'm going to have to look up a stat on that, but if Derrick Henry can kind of turn it up, and then Lamar can, get it to some of his weapons, which really doesn't have a ton. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens on the road, but I do think, yeah, like you said, Dunny, another toss-up game should be a phenomenal game. I'll definitely have this in one of my boxes to watch, see how this turns out because it should be exciting.
Yeah, just to go off, the Washington run defense is like middle of the pack. They're ranked like 19th. But yes, I mean, you got on the Ravens defense, you got Kyle Hamilton, Humphrey's been playing well, Kyle Van Noy, Roquan Smith. You got a stacked defense on the Baltimore Ravens side. Their secondary is a little weak, just giving up, yeah, five touchdowns to Joe Burrow is pretty crazy. But he is a good quarterback. They
Hmm.
have good weapons, but I think Baltimore gets it done. I would take the 6.5 points though, with the Washington Redskins or Commanders. I think it's going to be,
Whoa, whoa.
yeah, right, right. I think it's going to be a close game though. I like the Ravens to get the W, money line, but if I was going with the spread, I would go Manders against the spread because yeah, that is a good game against them. So it is in the bird
Yeah.
cage, but I'm gonna go Baltimore with money line on this one. So
Yeah, and I said Ravens on the road. I meant, yeah, Ravens at home, right?
yeah, it's in the
I,
bird
I,
cage.
I
Yeah.
got this flipped. I must have written it down incorrectly. Yeah. Ravens at home is, yeah, I'm still taking the Ravens, but it's an even bigger plus at home. Um, yeah, still. I said on the road, and I just want to correct myself there.
Yeah, Dunny with the plus 6.5 for the Manders, and me and Evan got money line on the Ravens. So that wraps it up for the noon o'clock slate. And then yeah, the afternoon slate, we got a divisional matchup. This one's gonna be a good one. We mentioned it earlier in the pod, but we got the 2-2 Chargers coming off a bye, taking on the 3-2 Broncos, who've been playing great, number one ranked defense in the NFL. And it's at Mile High. But on the flip side, Chargers have a 3-point favorite in this one, 3-point spread in this one. So, yeah, Dunny, who do you got in this one? Bo Nix or Justin Herbert? Yeah, Justin Herbert. He's bummed up, but he is coming off a bye. So,
Hmm.
Yeah, he's banged up a little bit. He's got the rest. I mean, I think both teams, they're pretty fresh in terms of, figuring out who they really are. I mean, I think both of them have had success, Denver more recently, but I don't know. I think, what do you know about Denver's defense? How good are they? I think they're upwards of being better than most, I think. Are
they're
They
they?
got a good,
number one defense in the NFL.
and they got a good,
Yes.
great secondary. So you just got to think about either Chargers run the ball with J.K. Dobbins and win the game, or try to win it through the air with great defense and in the Denver Broncos defense or secondary with Justin Simmons. Who else do they have? They have another a good safety or corner. Their secondary is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Broncos. I think I like both teams. I think they're both, could turn into some good teams eventually in a couple of years. But I think the Broncos figure out how to get it done. They're a little bit more of a complete team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. I totally agree with that. I have them as one of my dogs of the week. It's in Mile High. I'm going with the Broncos too. Javonte Williams stepped it up last week. He
Yeah.
had a touchdown. He played well. The running back for the Broncos. You had Pat Surtain with a 99-yard touchdown return, interception, pick six. So I mean, yeah, they're balling out. I love the Broncos defense, well coached defense, and then you got Sean Payton on the other side coaching up Bo Nix. I think they're gonna start to get it clicking. Cortland Sutton's gonna have a touchdown this week, so yeah, I got the Denver Broncos taking this one over the Chargers.
yeah. I'm gonna go opposite of you guys. I'm gonna go Chargers. I think that 1 week of rest is very beneficial for Herbert, obviously with that wrist injury or thumb injury,
Yep.
broken finger, whatever it was, and then J.K. Dobbins, week of rest, get fresh legs. He was always talking about how he's exhausted. Maybe he's taking some time to run some 100-yard sprints. Who knows? And then this is a good coaching matchup. You got Harbaugh versus Sean Payton. Um, meeting of the minds, you'd say. Great coaches. So yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers on the road. I think it's gonna be a great game, but I do think the Chargers get back on the winning track, and I think J.K. Dobbins has 100 yards rushing, and then a touchdown as well.
Against the
Not
Broncos
not
defense, I don't
not
know.
receiving or rushing, just a touchdown.
I don't know.
I'm doing
That's
100
it's
yards.
tough, tough. Yeah, this one's gonna be a good one. This one's a divisional matchup. This one's always gonna be one to watch. And it's in Mile High. You saw what Broncos did to the Chiefs last year in Mile High. So yeah, me and Dunny got the Broncos. I haven't got the Chargers in this one at the 3:05 o'clock. But yeah, moving on, we got another good matchup, another two tough battling teams. We got the 3-2 Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Vegas to take on the 2-3 Raiders. A lot of controversy still going on with the Raiders,
Hmm.
and then the Steelers. Doing all right. They had a tough loss against the Indianapolis Colts, and they had another tough loss against the Dallas Cowboys on Monday night or Sunday night last week, with
Sunday night.
Jalen Tolbert getting that last second touchdown to seal the deal. So a lot of close games for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they are 3-2. So yeah, who do you guys got in this one? Pittsburgh or the other team? I forgot who I was talking about. Pittsburgh or the Raiders?
I think this one's, a pretty easy one to pick. I think the Steelers. I mean, even though they took that loss to the Cowboys, that was painful. I mean, I picked them to win that game. I thought they were going to win that game right up to the
Hmm.
ending moment. And I think the Raiders they're just, broken and beaten down right now. They don't have Adams. I mean, they got Brock Bowers. He's actually looked great.
Been playing
Yeah,
well.
Um,
yes.
but I think it's just not enough to beat the Steelers with how good of a team they can be and how good of coaching they have. And I think Justin Fields should have a pretty amazing game this time. So hopefully George Pickens gets a touchdown.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go Steelers on the road as well. Defense is, I think, their biggest asset. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think that Fields can get the ball moving. Obviously, it's not a ton of points or get your field goal kicker involved, but I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. Um, 17-14 or 17-10. But I'm gonna take the Steelers on the road.
Yeah,
Isn't
another. Go
is
ahead, dude.
Max Crosby coming back?
He's
I think so.
questionable. He's questionable right now on the injury report, but I saw a tweet where he had the Raiders logo on the back of his arm tattooed and stuff. And he said, "Don't ever question my loyalty. I have this team tatted on me. I'm always gonna be a Raider for life." Things like that nature. So yeah, he is gonna allegedly stay as a Raider, but yeah, a lot of trade rumors about Devonte Adams, and their whole offense is pretty much banged up. Their whole offense has a red Q next to it, basically. Um, and then yeah, the defense coming back healthy, but missing Max Crosby potentially. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh on the road in this one. Um, don't even know who the starting quarterback is going to be. Gardner Minshew got benched last week for Aiden O'Connell. Um,
Yeah.
so if Aiden
You
O'Connell
never
comes
know.
in, yeah, who knows? So, but I think TJ Watt is doesn't matter who's playing quarterback, he's going to get to him at least a couple times. So
Oh,
give me
he
the
should have a sack or two.
yeah, so yeah, give me the Steelers on the road in this one. Uh, but yeah, clean sweep again for the Steelers. Moving on, we got 3:25 o'clock game. We got the 3-1 Lions. This one's gonna be a doozy. 3-1 Lions coming off a bye, traveling to Dallas to take on the 3-2 Dallas Cowboys, who are 0-2 at home so far this season. Detroit has a 3-point spread or 3-point favorite in this one. Who do you guys got on this one? Dunny, go ahead.
I think it's got potential to be a good game. It's just I don't, you can't trust the Cowboys at home at all. But I mean, they figured out, how to come back and beat Pittsburgh last week. But I think Detroit off a bye with how many weapons they have, how good Dan Campbell is, I think they end up winning this game. Probably by a couple touchdowns, maybe not. It could be close, but I'm picking Lions for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lions as well. I think the week of rest is huge for these teams, especially when you got a good coach. Putting good stuff in your ears, positivity, obviously work ethic, putting your team in a good mental state before these games. You get an extra week of film. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Lions on the road, and the Cowboys just. I think they would say this every year. Actually, they're starting out worse this year than they have in the past. Um, just very inconsistent. Never know with Dak Prescott. I'm gonna go Lions here, Dan Campbell. Yeah, I think this could be like a 7 to 10 point game. So that definitely think it's gonna be over that three or whatever.
Dang. Yeah, I thought you guys might switch it up after the Cowboys got the win over the Steelers. I don't,
They won by 4 points.
Yeah, and I don't think
three,
they
yeah.
looked I don't think they looked good enough.
Yeah, they didn't look great. I mean,
They got no run game. So it's
yeah,
all up to Dak and CD.
Dak didn't look too great at the beginning of the game there. Had a couple turnovers, but I mean, Dallas at home last year went undefeated. They were 16-0 at home over the last 2 years previous to this year. Um, they got Rico Dowdle starting to step it up at running back. They got wide receivers stepping it up. Brandon Cooks is out, so Jalen Tolbert steps up.
Hmm.
CD Lamb's always there. Micah Parsons still on the defensive line. Dang. Uh, Cowboys offensive line is great. Lions secondary has been slacking this year. Dang, I think I'm gonna go Cowboys at home in this one, guys. I think I'm gonna go against. Yeah, coming off a bye, it is tough against the Lions, but I think I like the Cowboys at home in this one. Honestly,
I
I'm
mean, it's
gonna.
not a
It's
bad pick, though. I
well,
mean,
it's America's game of the week. It's
it's gonna be a tight
325.
game. Yeah.
Cowboys always play at this. It's at home. This is their time. This is like their. This is their game of the week. Yeah, give me the Cowboys at home in this one. I'm gonna take the boys at home. So yeah, give me the Cowboys as the underdogs at home.
There you go.
Yeah, and then moving on, we got the 3-2 Atlanta Falcons. They are traveling down to the 1-4 Carolina Panthers. They're traveling up and over to the Carolina Panthers. Um, yeah, Atlanta they're favored by 6 points in this one. Um, yeah, Panthers had a tough beating against Chicago last week. Falcons got that incredible W over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they got like a mini bye in there playing on last Thursday. So who do you guys got in this one? Falcons, Panthers in Carolina. Atlanta's favored by 6.
I think I'm gonna end up picking the Falcons. I think they've finally been putting it together. They looked, decent. Um I think the Panthers they can be good, but I think the Falcons just might be on a little bit higher of a level than them. They got more assets, that's for sure, and they got a decent defense. Um yeah, so I'm going with the Falcons with this one, but I love uh I love Andy and watching him be out there.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a complete blowout. This is one of my like the one I kind of went down my list and was like, oh, who's the lock of the week? This may be my lock of the week. Falcons. Just after the performance that Kirk put on last week, 500 yards, 4 TDs, like I mentioned, on fire. He's back to himself. Looks comfortable in the pocket, can scramble, can move around. Um, they look good, and he's got I wouldn't say phenomenal receivers, but he's got that chemistry getting built with those receivers and reliability. So yeah, I'm gonna go Falcons on the road, and I think this is a great lock for anybody out there. I think it's going to be a big win for the Falcons, and it's a lock too. So yeah, Falcons on the road against Carolina.
Yeah, another clean sweep for the boys. I got the Atlanta Falcons on the road in this one. Um, yeah, Kirk Cousins is looking great. Drake London is looking good. Kyle Pitts coming back to like that eighth overall pick or whatever he was
Yeah,
in the
eighth. Yeah,
2022 pick or
or
21 draft or whatever it was. He's been stepping up and playing well. He had his best game of his career basically last week with Kirk
right.
Yeah.
Cousins at the helm. You got Ray McLeod coming out of nowhere. Um, Brian Robinson or Bijan Robinson, Tyler
Bijan.
Algier. Yeah, give me the Falcons on the road in this one. Not much to say in this one. So yeah, give me the Falcons on the road to cover the spread too. So yeah, moving on. This is Sunday night slate. You got the not slate, just one game, but you got the Cincinnati Bengals who are 1-4, coming off a tough loss against the Baltimore Ravens, traveling to the 2-3 Giants, who to me look actually playing pretty well last week, especially without Malik Neighbors. Got that incredible victory over the Seattle Seahawks with that blocked punt at the
Mm.
or blocked field goal at the end, which was awesome. So yeah, 1-4 Bengals traveling to the 2-3 Giants. Cincinnati has a 3.5 point spread in this one. Who do you guys got in this one?
I think this is kind of like a win or go home game for Cincinnati. I think if they lose another one, that's pretty much it. Them out of the whole conversation. Um, think with Malik Neighbors out, you got Singletary questionable still. I mean, the Giants did perform this previous week, but I don't think they keep doing it. And I think the Bengals, if Joe has, as long as he has a half decent game, I think they win this one pretty easy. It just might be not the best to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more with the Giants aspect. I don't think they'll continue to do it, especially with Daniel Dimes at the helm. And you got Joe Burrow on the other side. He's working out the kinks, coming off the injury last year. I don't know how long he was out last year. I can't remember, but started off very slow. You still got two of the best receivers in the NFL, and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Um, I'm gonna go Bengals on the road, and I think it's gonna be a weird game. I'm not a fan of it being on a Sunday night game. I don't think the matchup that everybody wanted, but yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals on the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals on the road as well. So another clean sweep. But yeah, speaking of the best two or top two wide receivers for Joe Burrow, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase both scored like 2 touchdowns last week.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow lit it up. I mean, yeah, this team is explosive, and when they're healthy, they're real good. And I mean, it was just a tough loss last week. I think Bengals should have won that one, but I think I lost the coin, or it went. How did this go? So Baltimore won the flip, turned it over.
Hmm.
Baltimore then went down, then turned it over, and
Since
then
Cincinnati went down and turned it
yeah,
over, yeah.
turned it over, and then Baltimore went and kicked a field goal. So
Uh-huh.
it was kind of a weird game. Yeah, this one I think Bengals actually score 50 and take the W in this one. So yeah, give me the Bengals. I say Baltimore. I think Bengals score 50 and take it in this one. So yeah, give me
Score
Bengals.
50. There we
Yeah,
go. I
yeah.
like that. We like that.
No,
There we
I
go.
think this is going to be an exciting Sunday night game. I think Bengals come and say, "Hey, yeah, we're 1-4, but our record isn't what it says we are." I think they come and put
Hmm.
up 50 and show the league that yeah, they're still the Bengals. This is usually how it goes. I thought they were going to get the win last week, just with how they played, but came up short. Bengals are back. I think Bengals get the W in this one by a lot. So
There we go. I'm excited to see the Bengals
yeah,
actually flourish.
yeah, hopefully Malik Neighbors is back in this one. I like seeing him play. He's incredible rookie wide receiver. He's good front runner for rookie of the year behind Jaden Daniels. But
Hmm.
I like the way he's playing. But yeah, that wraps it up for the Sunday slate, and then we get moving on to Monday night. We got a kind of a flashback to the one of the season openers last year on a Thursday or whatever. We got the Buffalo Bills 3-2 Buffalo Bills traveling to the 2-3 Jets. Big news coming from the Jets organization. But yeah, it's in New Jersey. Buffalo is favored by 2.5 points. So Bills, Jets in East Rutherford. Who do you guys got at MetLife?
It's a tough one. This is a very tough
Yeah,
one.
this is a tough one. I mean, because yeah, Aaron pulling on my heartstrings, but I mean, I think as long as Josh is good and he's in the right mind space and he doesn't take another hit like he just did, I think they end up winning it with how good their defense is. I mean, I'd love to see the Jets win it, but I just think it's a I don't know, it's a game that the Bills think they need to win, so I think they end up getting it done. But I'm hoping both QBs have an incredible performance. It's a great show out to watch, and we enjoy it on Monday night.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
this
hope
is
it's a yeah. Don't mean to interrupt them. I hope it's a good Monday night game. But yeah, Evan, tell us what's going on in the Jets organization right now. What do they
no.
got mixing up?
So this is. I just want to go back to Dunny. You picked the Bills, correct?
Yeah, yeah, I picked the
Okay.
Bills.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great matchup, I think. And yeah, Robert Saleh was fired on Tuesday morning, unexpectedly. Kind of gets walked out by security, doesn't get to talk to the team at all. Kind of a big shockwave, sent a shockwave through the entire organization facility, um, and it kind of brought me back to last year. The Oakland Raiders or Las Vegas Raiders fired their head coach midway through season. Obviously, this wasn't midway, but 5 games in. What did the Raiders do? They bounced back and won two straight with their interim head coach. And now he's their head coach. Um, what do they call this head coach?
Yeah, interim.
Uh, I know
Yeah, interim.
his actual name, but um,
Ulbrich.
Brick.
Yeah,
They call him
Chuck.
Brick, Coach Brick. Yeah. But I'm gonna go Jets here. I do think. this team bounces back in some way. Kind of angry at Woody Johnson, at everybody, and they bounce back at home. MetLife, uh, not a better situation to have a big breakout game. Go to 3-3. They're going to be tied for they're tied for the division right now, or a game back or second. Um, Take the division over. I think the Jets win here at home.
I
Big
do
win for them
think
too.
I do think listening to Aaron today, on the Pat McAfee show, I think he knows how, bad it was this previous week. And he might have those, legendary Rodgers comeback games and,
Mm-hmm.
throw for, three touchdowns for 300 yards. But I think the Bills might end up getting it done.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tight game, I do think, but it's gonna be an exciting game to see how the team reacts. The New York Jets react.
Yeah, this should be a good one on Monday night. Kind of like I said, flashback to when Aaron Rodgers got hurt. This was who they're facing, and then actually got the dub on that Thursday night or Sunday night or whatever it was. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think Buffalo's been playing well. They're coming off two losses and back to back from the Ravens, who ran all over them, and then the Houston Texans, who just barely beat them there last week. Um, yeah, I like I said, Buffalo's good. Josh Allen's great, front runner for MVP. Not that loss last week, but yeah, give me Buffalo in this one. I think they come back with vengeance after that sour taste in the mouth that that actually the MILF Hunter, what's his name? He plays for
Oh,
Denver now.
what's his name? Shit.
Zach Wilson.
Zach
Zach
Wilson. Yep.
Wilson, yeah. Four plays in, Jets. Aaron Rodgers goes down, then Zach Wilson comes in and beats the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night. Yeah, give me the Buffalo Bills coming back with the vengeance in their mouth. Yeah, give me the Buffalo Bills on
I
Monday night.
think
So
if I think if the Jets win, they would need to have Brees Hall to have a pretty good game, and
yeah,
he's
and
kind of been slowing down a little bit.
yeah, Garrett Wilson did have his best game last week, so he
Yeah,
needs
he
to be
did.
more involved too. Tyler Conklin's been kind of decent those last couple of weeks. He's had a couple big plays, but the defense is gonna what's gonna keep. If the Jets win, the defense is gonna win it for them, I think. So, but yeah, give me the Buffalo Bills on the road in this one. So
Oh yeah.
sweet. So that wraps it up for week 6 slate of games. Those are our picks and predictions. So yeah, let's move on. Dunny, we usually do this segment at the end here. We have three game locks and three TD locks. So we'll start with our game locks. If you want to go first, Evan, we'll do your three TD locks of the week, or not three TD locks, three game locks. So your picks to win the games. Who are your three game locks of the week?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chicago Bears at home, and I'm gonna go. Let's see here. Yes, Bears. I'm gonna go the Colts on the road in Tennessee. Then I am gonna go the Falcons on the road in Carolina. So I got Bears, Colts, and Falcons as my game locks.
Hell yeah, Dunny. Or hell yeah, Evan. Dunny, you can pick same teams if you want, or one of the same, yeah, however you want to do it. But Evan has the Bears against the Jaguars, the Colts over the Titans, and then who is your third one?
And then I had the Falcons over the Panthers.
Falcons over the Panthers. All right, Dunny. Who are your three game locks of the week?
All right, I'm not gonna pick all the same. I am gonna pick definitely the Bears to win. I think that's just a for sure lock. I think they're gonna win. Um, but then I am gonna end up picking. I am gonna pick. Let's see. I think I'm gonna lock the Phillies. It could bite
Philly
me
over
in
the
the butt.
Browns.
Yeah,
No,
but I
I
think they
think
do
that's
get it
yeah,
done.
yeah.
I think that's pretty much a lock. I think I would be betting on Jalen Hurts to have a pretty good game. And then I think the other lock that I'm gonna give, it might be a little risky, but I'm picking the Bengals as a lock against the Giants on Sunday night.
There you go.
I think
Yeah.
that's my third lock.
Yeah, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
think that's risky at all. I think those are three great locks of the week. Um, But yeah, I'll give you my three of the locks of the week. I'm gonna go 49ers on Thursday night over the Seattle Seahawks. I know that one's gonna be kind of close, But yeah, give me the San Francisco 49ers over the Seattle Seahawks. And then I'm going to go Green Bay Packers at home over the Carolina Cardinals. I'm surprised you didn't pick this one as a lock, Evan, but I'm going to go Green Bay over the Carolina
I stay away
or
from
the
them.
Arizona Cardinals. Yeah. Yeah, give me the pack. And then I'm also going to go let's do an underdog. Let's go Broncos with a lock at home at Mile High over
Oh,
the
that's
Los
a good one.
Angeles Chargers. Yeah, give me the Denver Broncos. So I got the Broncos, the Packers, and the 49ers. Evan has the Bears, the Colts, and the Falcons. And Dunny has the Bengals, the
Bears
Bears,
and Eagles.
and the Eagles. So you got nine locks there, or eight locks there that are we think are
Hmm.
guarantees. So throw those into a parlay. Could get you 300, $400 off a $10 bet. So those are money locks right there. We did pretty good last week. I can't remember what our records were with our locks. But I went 11-3 last week for our overall records. Evan went
Hmm.
7-7, so 50-50. And then Zachary, our guest picker, went 5-9. So Dunny, your picks against the your picks that we went through before. We'll see how it lines up against Zachary's, but 5-9 is the record to beat right now. So we'll see what happens in week 6. But yeah, let's move on to the TD locks of the week. So Dunny, this is three players who you think are going to score a TD, running back, wide receiver over zero point 0.5 touchdowns. So they just need to score one, or a quarterback over 1.5. So they need to throw two touchdowns. Or they could run for one, however you want to stack your three players. But Evan, we'll start with you here on your three TD locks of the week. Who are you giving us for your three TD locks of the week?
Yeah, I'm going to start out just based off his performance last week. Two of them, Jamar Chase, one receiving TD, and then I'm going to go Kirk Cousins over 1.5 TD passes, and then I am going to go. Hmm, this is tough. I'm going to ride with the Packers here. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs over one rushing TD. So I got Jamar Chase, Kirk Cousins, and Josh Jacobs as my TD locks.
Oh yeah, all solid, all performed well last week and looking good for this week as well. Especially against the defenses that they're playing. So good luck to your three TD locks. Who do you got, Dunny?
All right, I think I'm picking. All right, even though he hasn't had a touchdown yet this season, I'm picking George Pickens to have it anytime to get a touchdown.
There
Oh
you
hell
go.
yeah.
Um, I'm picking Joe Burrow for 1.5 on the passing TDs.
Yep.
I think he gets that done. And then my third guy, um, shoot, who should I pick? I'd say Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry for a
Oh,
rushing touchdown.
Yeah, that's a good lock.
that's a good lock for sure.
I do think
100%.
that Kirk Cousins two touchdown. I think that's a one of the best locks this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, 100%. That is all six of them have been great locks. Let's see if I can add to it here. I'm actually gonna go Thursday night just because I had the 49ers winning that one. I'm gonna go either or. I'm gonna go a George Kittle touchdown or a Jordan Mason, either or. Those are I'm gonna go two for that one. I think they're gonna score a lot of points against the Seahawks. So I'm gonna go George Kittle and or Jordan Mason for the
Okay.
49ers. And then I'm gonna back up what Zachary said last week. I'm gonna go Chicago Bears. I think DJ Moore gets another touchdown. I think he
He
had
had
two last
two
week.
last week. Yeah.
Yep. I think
Yeah.
DJ Moore backs it up again. He looks like the number one target there. Roma Dunze is still a little banged up with that MCL sprain. So I'm going to go give me DJ Moore have a touchdown against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then I'm going to back yours up, Dunny and Evan. You said you needed Joe Burrow to have two touchdown passes. Evan, you think Jamar Chase is having one touchdown? I think
Hmm.
Joe
Yeah.
T. Higgins is having another touchdown. So I think they each have a touchdown again this week against the New York Giants. So I got T. Higgins, DJ
George
Moore, and
Kittle.
then George Kittle and or Jordan Mason
Okay.
for the 49ers. So those are great locks of the week. We got 9, 10, 11 locks of the week right there. So
Yeah, and I'll just run through those quick for people that watch. I'll start out with Dunny's TDs games and TDs. So he had games: Bears winning, Eagles winning, and Bengals winning. Those were his game locks. And then TDs: Pickens with a receiving touchdown, Burrow with over 1.5 passing touchdowns, and then Derrick Henry with over 1 rushing touchdown. Ty, for teams, you had 49ers winning, Packers winning, and Broncos winning. And then you had T. Higgins with a receiving touchdown, and then you also had Kittle or George Mason with a touchdown rushing or receiving, correct?
yeah, Jordan Mason, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then DJ Moore with a touchdown. Was that receiving or rushing?
receiving or
Receiving.
rushing,
Receiving.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
but more likely receiving. But I think when you put it in, it's like rushing or
Yeah.
receiving.
Yeah, and then I went to forget my games. I went Bears, Colts, Falcons, and then my touchdowns were Jamar Chase, 1 receiving, Kirk Cousins over 1.5 passing touchdowns, and then Josh Jacobs with a rushing touchdown. I think they're all good locks, and I'm excited to see. I guess I didn't pay attention a ton to how those turned out, more so the games, but I'm gonna watch those a little bit closer this week.
Yeah, I know Zachary hit DJ Moore. I didn't hit Travis Kelce. I wanted Travis Kelce to
I
hit real
know
bad.
he had a big first half. He got a lot of I think he had 8 targets the first half, which is the most he's had
Yeah,
in one
hit.
game all year.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. But we'll see how this week turns out. It's a brand new week, another week to make some money. I went 11-3 last week, and I made a little bit of money last week on Prize Picks and on my straight up or spread gambling stuff.
Hmm.
So won a little bit there. So hopefully I can keep it going and stuff like that. Dunny, you're the special guest of the week. You're going up against Zachary, who had a 5-9 record last week. Hopefully, you can top that
Oh
and
yeah.
get up on top of our leaderboard and everything. But yeah, what do you guys else have to add to the pod, add to the games, add to anything insightful going on in the world, in the football, whatever you guys got going on?
I just want to go over this slate. It's a tough slate. I think every week has been a tough slate for me. I mean, my record's 39-39 overall, so not seeing the board well. But I do think Thursday night's game is going to be a great game. It's a good game to start off the week, just like last week. Going to be a good Thursday night game, and I'm just looking forward to the Packers. Obviously, Vikings, good for those guys. They get a going 5-0 into the bye weeks. You
Let's go, baby.
can't have a better feeling than that. Getting some rest. Hopefully, Aaron Jones. We didn't talk about the injury, but he got banged up a little bit in that
Yeah.
game. I think it's a knee bruise or a knee injury. Haven't seen the full disclosure, but hopefully he's able to get enough rest to get back on the field in Week 7. But yeah, that's all I got for this week. I'm just pumped to watch some games, and then college football has been electric.
Oh yeah,
Nebraska's doing well, so um, yeah, that's all I got.
yeah. What do you got, Dunny?
Uh, I'm I'm just hoping to get 10 wins. I think 10 wins could be a
10 wins. Only 14
pretty
games
good
this week, so yeah, 10-4 would
yeah,
be a good record.
pretty good up there on the leaderboard. I do think this Thursday night game, that's the one that I'm probably the most excited for, as long as they both show up. But I think it's going to be awesome in Seattle and
Hmm.
get a couple beers, watch the game, enjoy the football this weekend. It should be awesome.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, it's a great way to kick off the NFL week with a divisional matchup for the top of the division. So yeah, that's always great. But yeah, last thing I just want to send out thoughts and prayers to people down in Florida,
Yeah.
southeastern part of the United States who are getting
Hmm.
affected by Hurricane Helene, let alone that happened 2-3 weeks ago. But then yeah, Milton, who is about to hit landfall tonight, or already's made impact and
Yeah,
is
about 4 a.m. they
affecting
said. So.
there's tornadoes touchdown and everything like that. So I just want to send out thoughts and prayers to all the people down in Florida. Hopefully you got out in time. If not, hopefully you stay safe, get to high ground, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's a devastating thing that's going on down there. You got wildfires in Wyoming, Canada, California, like a lot of crazy stuff going on as far as Mother Nature goes. So
Hmm.
just yeah, stay safe out there, stay healthy. Cold flu season's coming around and all that good
Hmm.
stuff. So I mean, yeah, just take care of yourself, stay safe, stay healthy, and yeah, week 6 NFL football coming around the corner, dropping starting us off on Thursday night. It's gonna be a doozy. So Dunny, appreciate you joining the pod. As
Oh yeah.
always, like I said, one of the most type requested guests on the podcast. So
Yes,
thank you for
sir.
taking time out of your night to join us. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week on the pod. Until then, we'll see you guys next week.
See you, boys.
Peace.